Hey guys, I was going to do a quick once over of Mr. PIB's truck. He's got a couple guys that are interested in this truck, and so he's kind of told me to hold up on working on it just for now, but maybe the guys that are interested can watch this video, kind of see what the truck is, keep from wasting their time and Mr. PIB's. If there's anything I hate worse is wasting a whole day for somebody to come and look at something and either I forgot to tell them something or, you know, anything like that. So again, maybe this will save everybody some time. So again, we're just trying to kind of figure out what the truck needs. He said the brakes worked pretty good in it. I have drove the truck before. The transmission shifted good when I drove it. It's been a while, but he drove it over here, so I'm going to assume that it shifts good. So anyway, got a couple dents. Little dent here on the front fender. Pretty good little whammo there. That would be fairly easy to bring back out, I believe. I don't know if you can get in there. You can't. So the fender will have to come off. That'll have to be beat back out. Maybe I'll see what I can do with that. I don't know yet. But again, just kind of running everybody around it. The grill looks good. Looks like it might have a little broke piece there. But the bumpers, of course, they're kind of scratched up and stuff, but they look good. You know, especially if you're just going for a shop truck look. Up in the inner fenders here is really solid. I don't see any rust there. I don't think I've seen any over here either. Nope, no rust there whatsoever. Some under the battery tray. Very typical. You don't see these left on many trucks. Those usually get taken off. So anyway, that's still there. That's a good thing. This is another one. I do not know the backstory on the truck. All I know is when Tim brought it to me, the door was gold, I think. So we put the factory door back on it. They couldn't get the window down or something, so we took the window regulator out of that door, put it in this door. This fender looks really good. This door looks good. Like I said, this door has had a repair around the hinge, but Tim done that himself, and it's great. It's probably stronger than it was when it was new. The rocker looks good. I don't see any issues with that. This bedside looks really good. A little spot behind the wheel, but again, that's not bad. The frame, a little dirty, but it looks good. And typically where you want to look at on these trucks, around these spring hangers, the spring hangers themselves, not a big deal to fix that if it's rotted, but not something that you just want to do. Let me finish up what I'm doing here and I'll start the truck. I'll kind of go over it, see what I need to do to it as far as just getting it kind of mechanically stable for him. So the rear bumper has a little dent. Most everybody's probably going to take this bumper off, put a roll pan or a sport bumper on it. Sport bumper is kind of what I would vote for, but tailgate, super straight. I don't see any issues with, well, right here, I forgot about that dent on here on top. But again, if you're just going for a patina shop truck look, I kind of like stuff like that. Just little things that kind of tell a story on the truck. Tail lights busted. These are relatively inexpensive. They used to be about 15, 20 bucks. Now I think they're about 30. Inside of the bed actually looks really good. It's not beat up at all. This isn't really bowed in or anything like most of them are. Most of them's bowed in where stuff's rolled up and hit them. This bedside looks really good. A little ding right here, nothing major. We'll go ahead down here and look at the spring hangers and the frame. I don't know if y'all can see that, but looks good. I don't see any issues whatsoever. You also want to look around the shock bolt on the frame, and it looks good on both sides. Kind of failed to mention that earlier. This cab corner has a little dent, but it's not rotted. I don't believe I pointed that out on the other side, but I don't believe it had any rust either. We'll run back over and just look. Rocker looks good, and we're back to the fender where we started. So all that looks good. Looks real good. That cab corner is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that cab corner. Let's crawl under here and let's look at the floor. Let's look at the cab mounts. Nothing wrong with that. Dirty, but it's solid. I don't see any rust whatsoever. That frame, again, is dirty, but it's pretty clean. I think it's just dirt, mud, and stuff. Where someone's drove this truck, that floor looks good. It's got just a little bitty spot right there. Nothing bad at all. I'd probably just clean that up and put some epoxy on it. That's not bad enough to go cutting and welding anything with a truck like this that's got the original floors and stuff in it. Just one little bitty spot. Same story on this side. Cam mount is perfect. Just a couple little bitty holes right there. Nothing that I would worry about fixing. Looks good. Looks real good. Round nose shocks look good. I'd be tickled with this truck. I've had a lot worse than this. This old truck's really solid. And any of y'all that have ever fixed any of these, you know that that's where a lot of your time and money goes, is metal work. So this truck, in my opinion, doesn't need any metal work. Like I said, the passenger side inner fender under the battery, again, very common. That would be easy to fix. You wouldn't really need to change the entire inner fender, but those inner fenders, fairly easy to find. They're fairly cheap to buy. That'd be an easy fix. And like I said, what couple little spots on the floor, they're just little bitty. I would clean that up good, throw some epoxy on it, some rust inhibitor, and you'll never have an issue out of that. So anyway, let's see what I need to do here. We'll go ahead and start it up. This truck's sat here for a couple days. The choke's on. Let's see if his wipers work. Wipers do work. So that's a good thing. Let's see if they cut off and go to park. They do go to park. So that's kind of odd. A lot of these trucks, you know, when you cut them off, they just want to hang up there. So this one, these wipers are parking. That's good. Blower motor's working. Let's see if it's switching over here. Sorry guys, I was trying to get my GoPro screen to light up, see what I'm having y'all look at. So yeah, all that's switching over good. Idle just a little bit high. Probably need to back that idle down. I believe PIB done checked this radio, but I'm gonna play with it. Sometimes these things, you just kind of fiddle with them, they'll go to working. And it could be a speaker, or maybe it ain't hooked up, you never know. So anyway, check the cigarette lighter, see if it's working. It is working. So I believe everything's working on the truck. I'm gonna just stick that right there for now, since it's a little bit warm. But there we go, it's idled down now. That's just a choke. Bright light switch is working good. It's even got the indicator on the dash. See if my blinking lights are working. Working great. None of these gauges are working. The oil pressure is obviously pegged out. You never know, it could be working. I believe this motor's fairly new. Volts is not working. Temp's not working. That could be a sending unit. That could be maybe the board on the back of this. These gauges, or it could be the little copper tabs. You know, these things just slide in, and I have had a lot of luck just pulling them out and cleaning the connections up and sticking them back in. They've worked. So anyway, truck's got a little cam in it. Sounds good. I believe the carburetor might be a little off. This truck's set for a long time. Your tag lights are even working, so everything's working on this truck. Let's go ahead and check the blinkers. He's got tail lights. I wanted to make sure he had tail lights. There's one blinker. There's two. still working. I didn't check the front, kind of got ahead of myself, y'all. It's working. That's good. Check it again. And they're working. That's great, guys. That's awesome. I like for things to work. The horn even works. That's kind of a surprise. Alright. So let's go up here and pop the hood while it's running. Just kind of see what we need to do. Well, let me just cut it off. No sense in having it running. You're not going to be able to hear what I'm saying. But he does have that little brake light on. That might be that switch on the e-brake we're hoping. Kind of what Tim suspected, and myself as well. So it's been a while, but I put the intake and the carburetor on this. Of course, we didn't clean it up. We just put it on here. It's just an old shop truck. Another place I like to look for rust is right around this firewall. It's perfect. I don't see any holes whatsoever. And that's kind of a problem area because these drains and stuff up here get stopped up and the water can't drain, leaves and stuff. But you can see it still has this black piece on it. Most of the time that gets dry rotted and busted. People tear it off, and there's good reason for that to be there. It keeps debris and stuff out of that wiper or water drain, whatever. That's where water will run off the windshield, run under the hood, and it runs back out the bottom of the truck. If you take that off, it'll get full of leaves and stuff and cause issues. Like I said, it'll rust the firewall right here at the seam, and that's an aggravating fix, I'm sure. So anyway, looks like it's got new heater hoses. I'm sure I'll probably put those on. This has come out for the overflow. That's pretty common. We'll try to solder that. We'll fix that. That's no issue. I don't see any big problems here. I mean, I can't remember. I think we put new belts on it when I worked on it. They look new. So new belts. We may have put a new water pump on it that looks like a little different shade of orange. So, but I don't know what kind of motor it is, but it has double hump heads. So I do remember the truck felt pretty strong. So anyway, I don't think it needs a whole lot. So you know exactly, Jimmy had left that battery hooked up. I'm sure he just forgot. We'll unhook it just for the heck of it. So it's been sitting here for a few days with the battery hooked up. So obviously it doesn't have any power draws. So that's good. I'll check the oil, check the transmission fluid, power steering fluid, all that stuff for him. Make sure it's good. But again, guys, everything works on it. Super solid little truck. He sent me a little list of stuff he wanted done. Some windshield wipers put on it. I can't remember what all. The brake light fixed, kind of check the brakes out. Just run it up and down the road, make sure everything's good. He likes these things just to be mechanically sound. He can rough it up, put the Penetrol on it. He'll buy new tail lights and put in it. That's stuff that him and Mrs. PIB like to do, so I will not fool with the broken tail light. None of that. All this is going to be on him. Again, he really likes that. I've looked under the truck. I don't see any major leaks. So I think this is a really jam up little truck. I don't see any issues with it really at all. Maybe just kind of play with that carburetor a little bit. Fix his brake light. Maybe check on his gauges. We may try a radio just to get his radio working. And this is all if he doesn't sell it. I'll just tell you, if you're looking for one of these trucks, this would be one to buy. Oh, one more area that I forgot to check, which I know this door is good. The bottom of these doors. Kind of the same thing I was telling you about the wiper valance. Water gets down these seals. But I mean, look at these seals. These seals look great. I mean, they're not cracked up and busted. So that's probably protected these doors. I believe this truck's been taken care of. You know, for the most part of its life, I believe it was taken pretty good care of. Same thing over here. These seals don't look bad at all. Not even the vent window seals. They're not cracked up and busted. They usually are. 9 out of 10 of them I've had have been. So, all right, guys, that's kind of where we're at. We got a broken mirror here, but that's easy fix. I mean, this old truck don't need a lot. I think this was the right choice. I think Jimmy made a good choice buying this truck compared to some of the others he's fixed. Not getting down on him. He knows I love him, and he knows that I've fooled with stuff just as bad as he has. But this is a good truck. I believe this is going to make him a good one. And you know, we'll fix what small issues it needs. If he doesn't sell it, I'm sure we're probably going to put it on the ground, put some wheels on it, and then let him and Mrs. PIB put their touches on it. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. Just want to make sure I got the keys out. I did. I'm going to put my wagon, Matilda, up. I had to pull it out and straighten the garage up a little bit, and I'm going to get in the house. It's getting late, and I got to get up at 2:30 in the morning. As always, I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.